Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Pick a Stack Wednesday. It is the best day of the week. If you look out the window there, it's raining today. Which, you know what? We got enough water here. We really don't need any more. But it did break the super humid, muggy, heavy, hot air. So we got that going for us, which is nice. Anyway, it's cloudy, it's rainy. It just feels like one of those days where I don't really want to do anything. I don't want to go anywhere. Can I just stay home and lay on the bed or the couch, snuggle with my puppies? That's the kind of day it feels like. We got to listen to our bodies. If you are all wrapped up in that hectic 3D world out there, we have to take time for ourselves. We have to take that break. A lot of times, especially when we work in the corporate world, we only allow ourselves to do that when we take a vacation. Back in the day when I worked in the corporate world, that's what I did. I would work 70 to 90 hours a week, every week. And then my boss would come to me and say, you know, if you don't take your vacation now, you're not going to be able to. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't want to go anywhere. I got stuff to do. And I always had an excuse. Workaholic? Yeah, maybe. Big time. And it came down to, I never took time for myself. I was always doing something for everybody else, whether it was family, friends, neighbors, work, animals, whatever. It was always about everybody else. Here's the thing with that. If you don't fill your cup and your cup runs down and it's empty, you can't help others in a good, positive way because you're not helping yourself. So the message today is you got to fill your cup. You got to make sure your cup is full first, and then you share what overflows. And I was talking to somebody yesterday about, doing healings. I don't share my energy with you when I do a healing. I channel in higher dimensional energies, and they come through me and out of me. So you're receiving energies from a higher place, not this 3D body. You don't want my energy. You want that energy. It's all about filling your cup. And if you are a healer, whether you know it or not, you got to make sure your cup is full so that when you help others, you're giving them the overflow. And the cool thing is, when I do a healing, I'm channeling that energy through me, and guess what? I get some of it. Yeah, I always say I'm an empty pipe. I'm an empty pipe. But when that energy flows through me, some of it sticks to the pipe. Everybody wins. After a healing, you should feel good, not drained and exhausted. That's the message for the day. All right, if you're new to Pick a Stack, this is what we do here. We've got 3 stacks. Today, each stack consists of 3 tarot cards from 3 different decks and a crystal or stone. So, who knows what can happen in each deck? We're going to do a reading on, in each stack. We're going to do a reading on each stack, and hopefully it resonates with you. Your mission is to think of an idea, issue, or question pertaining to yourself, your loved ones, your community, or the world, and then choose a stack. Do you want stack 1, stack 2, or stack 3? I'm intentionally not showing you the stacks because I want you to use your intuition. Okay? So important. I am going to push this until my last breath. Use your intuition. We need to develop our relationships going this way. It's more important right now than our 3D relationships. So, you think of whatever your idea, issue, or question is, then choose a stack. 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2, 2 and 3, 1 and 3, all 3. whatever. I always listen to the whole thing after I'm done because there's always tidbits in there for me. And I don't always know what I'm saying because I'm channeling this stuff. And I sort of remove myself to let my spirit guides kind of have free reign. Mostly free reign. So listen to the whole video. You might learn something. There might be something that triggers you. It's all good. Plus, you get to listen to the Lemurian Saint Germain crystal singing bell, which raises the frequency of me, you, the earth, the sky, the plants, the animals, everything. And it is glorious. Yeah, it's good stuff. Are you ready? Did you think of your idea, issue, or question? Because let's get started. I'm going to tell you what the decks are now, because you already thought of what your question is. There's going to be one card in each deck from the Druidcraft Tarot deck that is by the Cargoms. There is going to be, let me use this part. There's going to be one card from this deck in each of the stacks. This is the Animals Divine. This is Lisa Hunt. And there's going to be one of these cards in each stack from the Angel Tarot by Doreen Virtue. Now, some people are like, oh, don't use Doreen Virtue. She's bad. You know what? If that's the energy you put into the cards, that's on you. The energy I put into the cards is love and light and peace and joy and happiness and success and all good things, because I'd rather live that way. So remember, it's all about intention. And my intention is all good. And if you think that there's bad energy, well, don't watch this video. Yeah. It's all about intention. Energy is. That's it. Energy is. It's our intention that makes it positive or negative or higher or lower. So intend good energy. Your life is so much better when you do that. All right. I have to show you this. So on my table, first of all, I'm burning a beeswax candle in this fabulous fluorite holder. Today, I needed fire. I need fire right there. And I usually don't. So it's like fire brings in that passion, that it's an energy. It's a jump in energy. So there's something about, like I said, I don't feel like doing anything today. That fire is going to bring in that little oomph that we need. And surrounding that is one of my pieces of antler art. And it's this glorious warrior. This is all hematite with a black tourmaline point that's also raw on the sides. This is a warrior piece. Isn't it glorious? The antler itself came from Arizona. And I painted it that steel black, steel gray, steel black. This is a warrior. So we've got, before we even start, we've got fire and fluorite, and we've got this warrior energy. So it's what called me. I was going to actually pick something else, and my guides went, oh no, bring in the warrior. All right. There's a reason for everything. So that is going to be our overarching energy. We've got fire and fluorite, and then warrior and grounded. And I'm kind of feeling warriorish today. Warriorish. I've got my big Kuan Yin obsidian on, and my arms are bare. And usually when my arms are bare, I feel like I didn't need sleeves to get in the way of what I need to do. Pay attention to what you feel like wearing, because it makes a big difference. It tells you what kind of day you're going to have. And my day is like, okay, I don't know what I got to do, but look I'm ready. Got the warrior stuff going on. Okay, so if you chose stack number 1, you're going to get 3 cards from 3 different decks. And you get a stone. The stone for stack number 1 is going to be Moonstone. And it is Rainbow Moonstone. Come on, get off my face. There we go. Come on, focus. Pretty please focus. There we go. I just have to get out of the picture. Rainbow Moonstone. Rainbow Moonstone. Now, Moonstone, ooh, that was hot. I put my hand right in the candle. Moonstone is a really good healer. Healers should use Moonstone. It's helpful for the pineal gland, which is our third eye, which is, like right where those fingers would meet. It is also bringing in very good feminine energy. So if somebody is having issues with anything feminine, that can be emotions, it could be reproductive system, it could be cycles, anything from the feminine realm. This is a really good stone for that. It can help anybody open up their emotional body. So if somebody's heart is totally closed, one of the good stones is Moonstone. Another good one would be something for the heart, anything green or pink with the Moonstone. Really good to help open the heart. And we need to have our hearts open. We need to be living from our heart because, if your heart is closed, you are going to be more prone to having heart issues physically, heart attacks, blood issues. So keep that in mind. You want your heart open, especially older men. You were taught to close your heart. You need your heart open. That means living from the heart. It means loving from the heart. It means letting your emotions out, okay? Holding them in is one of the worst things you can do because that manifests as dis-ease, and you do not want a dis-ease. So Moonstone is a really good stone for meditating. If you're lying down, putting one on your third eye and meditating and asking the Moonstone to help you can be very, very beneficial. Because it's Moonstone and it is all about emotions, that's a very watery thing. Guess what it resonates with? The moon. So using it during the full moon, let's say, would be very powerful for you. Or a new moon, or an eclipse of the moon. Any type of moon event. I was just reading this morning that the moon, and it does this all the time, it's not rare, but the moon will be covering up the 7 sisters, which is the Pleiadian system. Okay, if you're working with the Pleiades, bring in the Moonstone, because the moon's going to cover them up so we can't see them. So if you want some of that Pleiadian energy, get your Moonstone. Okay, so Moonstone, emotions. Let's see what your cards have to say. We are going to start with the card from the Angel Tarot deck. We get, Moonstone was water. We get the King of Water or the King of Cups. Can't make this up. King of Cups, opening your heart. Cups is emotion. We need to make sure that our heart is wide open emotionally. Especially all the things that are going on in the world right now. If everybody would just open their heart and live from the heart instead of reacting and overreacting and analyzing everything, okay? You can either live here in your left brain, which is analytical, or you can live in your heart, which is open and loving. Live here. Your life will be so much better if you do, and so will everybody around you. So we're going to add to that a card from the Animals Divine Tarot, and this is the 3 of Swords. Now, the 3 of Swords in other decks a lot of times shows a heart with 3 swords in it, and it's like a broken heart. So we've got the moonstone, which is good for the opening the heart. We've got the king of water, or the king of cups, which is about living from the heart. And now we've got a broken heart. And in this deck, it's this craggly, dead, or at least the parts that we can see are dead, tree with this vulture looking thing there. There's no life here. Total opposites. Living from the heart is dead. The heart is closed off and lifeless. But then we're going to add a card from the Druidcraft Tarot, and we get the Ace of Swords, which is about a new beginning. And it's what? Coming out of the what? The water, right? It's Excalibur coming out of the water. Do I need to say anything else on this? Whatever's going on in your life, you need to open up your heart and you need to live from the heart. Do you want this or do you want this? Personally, I don't want this craggly old tree. I mean, these craggly old trees are great to make cool art pieces out of, but that's not where you want to live. Actually, you wouldn't live there. The vultures live there. The King of Cups, or the King of Water, says, live from the heart. Because when you do, you're going to get this fabulous new beginning. That's what this ace is. It's a new beginning. But you're not going to get a new beginning if you're living like this. There's no new beginning here. There's none. The only thing that wants to live there is a vulture. So, my advice to you, stack number 1 people, open up your heart. Whatever you have to do that. Live from the heart. Have compassion. Not just for other people, but for yourself. Forgive, but not just others. Forgive yourself. Because you've been living in survival mode, and those days are over. You need to be done living in survival mode. And you need to get into thrive mode. And the universe is saying you will blossom, but you have to let the survival mode go. This was survival mode. Think about that vulture. He thrives off of the dead. He gets the stuff that's thrown away. He's in survival mode. You get to be in blossom mode, but you gotta put down the past, and you gotta have compassion and forgive everybody else and yourself. Okay? And then you get this fabulous new beginning coming out of the water, like being reborn. Whew! You guys, that is super powerful. And I hope you do your homework so that you can get that Ace of Swords. Excalibur, new beginning. It's around the corner. But in order to grab that, you have to live from the heart. Okay? Don't be the vulture in the old dead tree. Those days are over. Okay. That was stack 1. Woo! I like that. Remember, you're a warrior. We're all warriors. But sometimes it's okay to not be a warrior, to live from the heart. All right. That was stack number 1. Stack number 2. Stack number 2, our stone is selenite. And the selenite that my guides wanted me to pick is this obelisk, but it has a fairy and stars on it. So there's magic. Now the selenite is good for absorbing low frequency, or what some people call negative energy. This is really good to have in your home, in your office, in your vehicle, under your partner's favorite chair or their side of the bed. Just saying. Excuse me. When I teach classes, I have big pieces of selenite that you have to walk through because I don't want you hauling your negative energy, your low frequency energy into my space. I have selenite across the threshold at the door of my shop. Why? So that you leave your baggage at the door. I don't want that in here. Excuse me. This selenite also has the fairy and the stars. It's bringing in the magic. So it's telling us we have to bring in some magic. Now, excuse me. I could have picked any number of pieces or types of selenite. You know, I could have picked a bowl. I could have brought over just a plain wand. I could have brought a raw chunk. But my guides were like, no, it needs to be this one. And I have a bunch of these, and they didn't say just pick one. They said, no, pick this one. So there's something about this one that's bringing in special energies for us. It's bringing in some magic. I love selenite. Seriously, you cannot have too much selenite. There's times when I pick up, like if I'm out and about, like in Sedona, I'll pick up more selenite because it's got Sedona energy and I'm bringing it back home. Or you know, if I'm somewhere up north, I'll pick up a selenite because it's got that up north energy. So sometimes it's the selenite itself, but it's also, in addition, got some vortex energy from somewhere else. It's really good because it can clear away all that low frequency energy. It can absorb it. If it turns black, give it back to Mama Earth. Just plant it in your yard. If it turns black, because it will. And there's people that are like, I've never seen that. I have. I've seen it leave my shop white as can be. And then the next day somebody comes in and they're like, why is this black? What happened to it? Where'd you take it? Oh, you took it there. Yeah, well, that place is notorious for having dark energy. The selenite absorbed it, so you didn't. Okay? So, selenite is your stone. You get 3 cards from 3 different decks. Excuse me. Let's start with the first card, which is going to be from the Angel Tarot deck. And we get the 4 of Fire. Now, we've got fire sitting right here in front of us. The 4 of Fire, or the 4 of Wands. In other decks, in this deck it looks like this. In other decks, the 4 of Wands often looks like 4 almost tent poles with flowers or a canopy or an awning over it. And it looks like a place of celebration. 4 is a really good stable number. Think about a table or a chair with 4 legs. A couch. This couch has 4 legs. That chair right there has 4 legs. That chair right there has 4 legs. So does that table. I could just keep going on, right? It's stability. But it can also be celebration. It usually has to do with the stability of home life or a relationship. So whatever you were asking about, this can be a yes and long term. So is this mate for me? This can be a yes. There's going to be passion and it's going to be long term. A lot of weddings are held in a 4 of Wands type situation. Okay. We're going to add to that. Excuse me. Stack 2. My nose is itching again. It's usually stack 2. Weird. Your next card is from the Druidcraft Tarot. And it is the Prince of Pentacles. This is the Prince of Coins, or the Prince of Air. This is the slowest moving prince. This is what it looks like. His horse is not even moving. I think his horse is asleep. I don't think his eyes are even open. He's sitting there. Now, the prince has his sword in his hand back here like this. He's got his shield like this. And he's kind of watching. Like, either there's a lot going on over there and I'm back here going, yeah, I don't want to be part of that. Or maybe he's the lookout and there's nothing going on over there. And he's bored and the horse is asleep. This is the slowest moving prince. The prince is a messenger. The prince is not the king. He's not a knight. He doesn't have to prove himself. Right? So he's like, Dad, the king, is like, hey, go over there and watch and see if anybody's coming. Okay. What's he good for? Well, if he's a good prince, he is taking in everything he can so he can learn how to be king. So he's bringing a message, but he's also learning. The prince needs to learn. A good prince needs to learn all about the people and the country or the city or the town. The prince needs to understand how to ride a horse, how to get along with the people. The prince needs to know all kinds of things, and eventually he'll get into finances and, strategy and things like that. But he's got to be learning if he's a good prince. And I got to keep saying that. My guides are like really hammering that home. A good prince looks for opportunities to learn. But then he can also pass that information on. So if he's roaming through the countryside and somebody comes along and he starts up a conversation with them, his job is to learn from that person, but also maybe pass something on too. It's a lot of information on that one card. We've also got that, remember, the Four of Fire. The Four of Fire brings in that passion. Maybe the prince is going to marry somebody in the next country. Maybe he's preparing for that. We're going to add to that a card from the Animals Divine Tarot. And we get the Hanged Woman. In this deck, it's the Hanged Woman. In other decks, it's the Hanged Man. But this is Spider Woman. Now, Spider Woman has nothing to do with Spider-Man from the comics, okay? Or graphic novels. The Spider Woman is the one that shows us that everything is connected. Everything is connected. This prince is connected to us. This Four of Fire or Four of Wands is connected to us. And the Four of Wands is connected to the prince. It's all connected to this web that Spider Woman is creating. I am you and you are me. And I am everything in here. And I am that person out there in that white truck. And I'm that construction worker over there. And I am that dog. And I am the sky. Everything's connected. There's a celebration coming or stability. Again, this is a general reading, so you got to take what works for you. Either there's a celebration coming, or this is a yes card, or there's something about stability. You get stability, you get the Four of Wands, which is stability, and then you've got this horse whose all 4 feet are planted on Mother Earth. Okay? So it's almost like this is a Four of Earth card. Planted, stable. And he's learning. He's learning that everything's connected. So, what was your question or your idea? The answer is everything's connected. But also, find your center. Find your stability, especially in these crazy times. Fear not. Fear not. That's huge. Fear not. Everything's connected. And if all you do is just sit back, find your center and go, okay, world, you keep doing that thing out there. I'm going to be right here waiting. I'm just going to wait until you're done because y'all are crazy out there. And I don't want to be part of that crazy. I'm telling you, don't allow the crazy to suck you in. Find your stability. Be the prince on the horse and watch and wait and learn, but be back here. Because if you are a good prince, you will become the king. Spider-Woman says so. That is really cool. Okay, that was stack number 2. Everything's connected. Take deep breaths and go out in nature. You'll feel better. All right, if you chose stack number 3, your stone is moss agate. Moss agate. I put my hand in the bowl of tumbles, and this one like went bloop, jumped, and I went, okay, I guess it's you. Moss agate is awesome because it's been known for many, we'll just say a long, long, long time, okay, many centuries, that it's the stone for gardeners. It helps plants grow. So putting moss agate in a plant in your garden, where you want something to grow, very beneficial. It can help increase the health of your plants. It was considered a healing stone for a lot of tribes around the world. It can not only heal the plants in the garden, but our physical bodies. It's good for the heart chakra. So earlier in stack number 1, when I was talking about the heart, moss agate would be a really good stone to carry with that moonstone to help heal the heart. And that could be, a breakup of a relationship or the loss of somebody or the loss of a job, whatever. Or maybe you're just feeling the whole world and your heart hurts from it. This is a good stone for that. It can help clear personal energy systems as well as environmental. So we're being attacked on all levels, right? Emotionally, physically, spiritually, mentally, from the sky, from the water, from the earth, from our food. This is a good stone to have, okay, for all that stuff. There's certain Native American tribes that use this as a prayer stone. So they felt the power or the energy from it and used it in their rituals. Some people also use it for cloud busting or for weather issues. So if you're in an area, there's a lot of flooding, you might want to have one of these and work with it and say no more water. Just saying. All right, let's do your cards for stack number 3. We're going to start with the Angel Tarot. 2 of Earth, also known as the 2 of Pentacles or the 2 of Coins. The 2 is all about balance, making a decision. What it's saying is there's a lot going on and you need to make a decision. Whatever you asked about, there's more than you know There's a lot behind the scenes is what I'm getting. You need to make a decision from the heart. Go with what you feel. Stop analyzing everything, because this always gets us in trouble. We analyze everything from our perspective, not from the perspective of the other people involved. And so many times we're so wrong because we aren't thinking like that person or those other people. We're thinking like ourselves. And all of us tend to think, well, everybody thinks like me. That was one of my big lessons from my number one husband. I thought he thought like me. Oh no. It took me quite a while to figure out, no, he's the opposite. And he can't even come close to how I think. If I think red, he's going to say blue. If I think yes, he's going to say no. If I think heaven, he's going to think hell. I mean, very obviously opposite. So that's what this card is bringing. There needs to be balance. Right now, it's like this. It's kind of like the way the Schumann resonance and the solar monitors are doing. It's up and down and up and down and up and down. And so whether you're even aware of the energies coming from out there, you're going to feel or be aware of the energies here. And they are total opposite extremes. We need to be in the middle. We need to be sitting in the middle going, I'm not going to get sucked into either side. No. We're going to add to that. This is the Animals Divine. I have to look at the backs. So we get a major arcana card. So remember, balance. And this is in nature, okay? It's the Two of Earth. We're going to add to that the Empress, which is represented by Hera, the goddess Hera. There's a cow, and there's flowers, and there's some kind of bird. I'm not really sure. A grouse? I don't know. There's water in the background. The Empress is all about abundance, okay? Abundance and harvest. And it's the horn of plenty. It's the cornucopia. It's all the good things. So this is saying we need to find that balance, and we need to make sure we're including Mama Earth, okay? The Empress is saying, yeah, include me. I represent Mama Earth. The Moss Agate, Mama Earth. Then we've got this third card from the Druid Craft Tarot. We have the Four of Swords. Now, even though this is an air card, swords are air, they represent truth. Look at his surroundings. He's sitting out in nature. He's contemplating. He's plotting, he's planning. But he's in nature. What's my next move? What is my next move? I need to consider everything. I've got my swords of truth. But I need to find balance. I've got everything that I need because I've got the Empress card. But before I take my next step, I really, really need to contemplate. Now, I was just saying, don't overthink it. We have to think from the heart. We have to live from the heart. But this is saying stay grounded. All three cards, very grounding. Ground, ground, ground. Connect to Mother Earth. Go sit outside in the grass, in the sand, against a tree, in a tree. Whatever grounds you outside in nature. Go out and ground yourself. And contemplate. Now, do you need to plan out your next chapter of your life? No. There is no planning that. Like, for me, I would love to do that. My Capricorn moon wants to be a planner every day, have my lists, check things off. And my spirit guides are like, you can do that all you want, but it's not going to do any good, because what's coming is going to shake your world. And it's going to shake everybody's world. So if it's going to shake your world and my world and our world, what's the best thing to do? Be grounded. Because when the world shakes, you want to be down here. You don't want to be up there. You don't want to be, I'm sorry, you don't want to be on the top of a skyscraper. You know who I'm talking to. When the ground shakes, you want to be on the ground floor. Actually, you want to be outside in nature. But there's something coming that you need to be grounded for. But the cool thing is, this Empress card is saying it's going to be glorious. We got to find our balance. We can think all we want. There's truths coming. But we've got all the abundance coming. All the abundance. And beauty. Look at, this is a beauty card. So whatever's coming is going to shake your world, but there's beauty and abundance on the other side. And you can, like I said, you can plan all you want. I still plan. Just like my left brain likes to keep busy with that. My right brain's like, oh, let's make something pretty. And my left brain's like, oh, let's analyze stuff first. And I'm stuck in the middle going, okay, all right, well, we can make a list of stuff that we need to make something pretty. And then both sides are happy. But know that whatever's coming, there's abundance and prosperity for everybody that finds their center and is balanced. So that's kind of like a theme there. Don't go way over to the right. Don't go way over to the left. Find your balance in the middle and let everybody else fight it out. You don't have to fight. I'm going to sit back. I don't have my popcorn because popcorn and I don't get along. I'm going to sit back with my chocolate, my lemon water, and I'm going to be like, okay, when you guys are done, you just let me know. It's like little kids on the playground. You're going to fight it out. And when you're done, you're both going to be crying. You're both going to be hurt and have bruises. But you know what? Hopefully you learned something about it. Yeah. So let's all act up. Let's all act like grown-ups. Find our center. And just wait for our abundance and prosperity, because it's coming. But we got to get through the shakeup first. All right, that was stack number 3. Woo. I love you guys. Thank you for joining me today. I am sending everybody love, light, peace, joy, happiness, success, divine health, and all good things, because I know you're worthy. I know you deserve it. You just got to get in receive mode and just sit back and relax. Let everybody fight it out. You go sit in nature. It'll be freaking glorious. Mwah. Namaste.